I'm late. It's my fault.
Well, I actually covered it up pretty well for you on the live. I said that I was having some technical difficulties because I didn't want to throw you under the bus.
Fault.
Bitch, don't get crazy about it. I was trying to be cute. I was trying to be helpful. But it's also a very special day because one of my best friends from college is in the building. My good sis, Kristen.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
And her boyfriend, Douglas.
Hey.
You see? Teamwork makes the dream work. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Right on time.
Yes. Okay. So, Kelvin, how are you? I like this crew neck.
Oh, thank you. My brother got me this for Christmas last year. And
Okay.
I'm just now throwing it on. I feel like a horrible brother who does not appreciate gifts. So thank you, Brian, for this hoodie. But I'm good. It's been I feel like I haven't seen you in like a month.
It's been a minute. We haven't seen each other in some time.
Do we actually do the show together?
You know, I had the show on mute for a second. Not these. It was up there. I fixed it though.
Wow.
It was back. It's back. It's back.
Wow.
But look, y'all know I don't typically work the board. That's more of Calvin's job. I try and step in where I can, but you know, I fumble sometimes.
Well, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're here now.
So once again, ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the Get Right Radio Show with the baddest bitch on the block, Eric Devante.
And it's me, the muted bitch, Kelvin Unique, over here on the other side of the table today.
Yes, and today we have old and new friends in the building. My best friend, my sister, Kristen is... Thank you. In studio.
Hey, guys. I can't wait.
And my new friend Douglas is in the building as well.
Thank you for having me.
All these applauses. It sounds like very Showtime at the Apollo.
Really, really Arsenal Hall.
Yeah, I like that. You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, we haven't done a show together in a week.
I think it's been a week, but before that, it was like 2 weeks.
It was no, yeah, because last weekend I was in Victorville, and then
we were both here.
Okay, yeah.
The week before that, I was in Oakland. Then the week before that, I was in Anaheim.
Oh, cute.
And then before that, you were gone to Bronx.
Bitch, you know damn well.
Then,
Kristen's actually from the Bronx. I told you stop putting that on my name.
Is Eric actually from Queens?
He's actually from Queens. That's why he's like that.
Oh.
Uppity?
A big bird.
Bitch, fuck you. The Bronx is the projects of New York City.
The Bronx is the best borough in New York City. Thank you very much.
Anyone who is from New York that is listening to this knows damn well you lying. I don't even know why you would sit here and try
Bronx is the best borough. We have the best people. I'm sorry.
I don't know anything about the borough.
Well, you've been to New York a few times. I'm trying to get you acclimated. We have to go together, but you know, we haven't been able to set it up just yet. What happened? Oh, okay. So yeah, like at this point, I don't know when's the next time someone's going out of town, but I'm gonna try and stay in studio as much as I can because me and Kevin be alternating. And I mean, it's cute and all, but it's just not giving what it needs to give. But Kristen, Douglas, how are y'all doing?
We're good.
Yeah, doing pretty good.
How's your trip to LA been thus far?
It is cold as hell. Okay, it is cold. I'm sorry.
Aren't you glad I told you to bring jackets?
Yes. It's cold.
That's where people be fucking up.
See, people think that Los Angeles is full of sunny fun and games, but we get cold at night.
Yeah.
Like our 60, because I'm from
45
Indiana.
in New York.
Yeah.
Like it is cold.
I'm from Indiana, so I'm used to the cold. So when I tell people like, oh, it's 60 outside, let me grab a sweater. Like, what are you talking about?
Because
like,
in New York, 60
no,
is
you
nice.
need it.
You put pom shorts on, you go outside. That's it.
Period. But you know, it's different. Like even heat in New York is different. Like summer heat is very humid out here. Like summer heat is not humid. It's more of like, it's a thin layer of heat. Like you feel it, but it's definitely not that hot.
Cold.
Yeah, we went out the other night and literally in t-shirts and stuff, and everybody else is in like sweaters and like boots on and stuff. It was horrible.
This is how y'all know y'all on vacation.
Yeah, this is our winter. So we've been waiting.
Yeah.
We have been waiting all year for this.
Not necessarily me, because I don't want to wear that many clothes, but I'm managing.
Oh, you know I have a nasty ass peacoat that as soon as it hits 50 degrees, I'm pulling it out. 50 degrees, I'm walking the streets with my Doc Martens, my peacoat, my sweater, and a scarf.
50 degrees, I can't.
Very that.
And the scarf.
Yes, he can't wait. So ready. I'm not mad at that at all. I mean, fall is my favorite season. I think the only thing that's lacking out here is the leaves don't change colors, which is part of why it's my favorite season. So
I do miss that
because of the color. The color coordination in fall is nice.
The girls are about to abuse mustard yellow, burnt orange. What is it? Forest green.
I just have one request.
Huh?
I just have one request.
Talk to me.
Please leave those damn Chelsea boots at home.
Yeah.
You're just a,
Oh,
you're a hater.
wait.
You are a hater. Just
I literally have him on right now.
We were friends.
That's my man. That's right. Show your Chelsea.
Look, they are comfortable. I will
What do
say
you
that.
have against Chelsea boots?
Kelvin,
I
speak
just-
your piece.
I gotta hear
So
this.
those are okay, but I don't like the. I don't know. I do like those.
These are
I
the
do like
exception.
those.
These are the
Because
exception.
those are. I hate the pointed roach corner Chelsea boots.
Yeah.
And then the ones that got like the buckle on the side, and they want to have like an extra zipper. And then they just be wearing them with everything. Your Chelsea
get
boots should not be your all-purpose boots.
Yeah.
And then they throw on that fedora with
Put the
it.
fedora
Mhm.
and then a turtleneck.
Yeah.
And then a plaid pant.
That's a classic right there.
That's the go-to brunch outfit. Everybody at brunch look the damn same.
Mhm. Shopping in the
But
same
I like
section
your
as
Chelsea
Zara.
boots.
See, but yeah, because it's not that
Yeah,
point.
it's not that point. It's the brown. It's the muted color.
Mhm.
They be having the plaited leather. I'm like, what is going
Yeah.
on?
And then once they get scuffed, it's like you got to throw them out. They actually have to go at this
They
point.
do that with regular boots too, though, where they got
do.
like the extra buckles on the side, like
Yeah.
the back of it,
Mhm.
Why is
Yeah.
utility boots? Where you going?
like
What are you
steel
about to-
toed.
Yeah, where you going?
Yeah.
What construction site are you walking past? That
Maybe
you are
Home
nervous?
Depot.
Ain't nobody building no house down here.
That's real. Yeah, they're not. I don't know. I try and let people do their thing.
Is that a vape?
It is. Are you judging me?
No.
Oh,
Just
good.
asking, was that a vape?
It is. Yeah.
Are you vaping now?
I'm not proud of it, to be honest, but something about it is a little addicting. Not just the
Yeah.
nicotine, but like something about it. And it tastes good.
That's you know what else tastes good?
What?
Death.
Scary times. I mean, look. We all got to go at some point. I'm trying to shake it, but like, I don't know what it is. As I get
It's
older.
addiction.
Yeah, it's probably addiction. Bitch, don't do me.
I know. We're having an intervention on this.
I know. Is that what this was about? Were you in on this?
Yes, this is why she's here this weekend.
Keith,
actually.
cut this episode. It never happened.
This is why she's here.
Right.
It's okay. You can talk to us.
All right.
We're all here for you.
It no longer feels like a safe space, but I'm going to continue on. Absolutely.
Mhm.
So, okay. This is Kristen's second time visiting LA. You came the first time for my grad school graduation back in 2017. Douglas, is this your first time out in LA?
This is my first time.
Okay. And 1 out of 10 thus far. How has the experience been?
I'm giving it like, I'll give it like a 7-8.
Okay.
I'll give it like a 7-8. Traffic is horrible.
Oh yeah, welcome.
Yeah. Even with more lanes.
And I'm from Long Island, so I'm used to that. Like where like if you want to go out, it's like
Mhm.
half hour, 45 minutes. But this is even worse.
Yeah.
It's not even going out. It's just going to the store. Is a half hour, 45 minutes,
Yeah.
like to the other side of the street. It's
Yeah.
just ridiculous sometimes.
Because everything in LA is like 20 minutes apart. But then once you add traffic into the equation, it's like 45,
Yeah.
maybe an hour.
And if you
Mhm.
could find parking,
Yeah.
That's
you
the
can't
really-
find
if you
parking.
can't find parking,
Just
just,
even more.
just Uber.
Mm-hmm.
Uber, take the train, which the train system is trash. So you have to take the train, then catch your Uber.
We had went to Hollywood Boulevard for an event on Friday. And Douglas and Kristen drove. And I was like, oh, good luck. Godspeed.
Yeah.
We did find parking though. It wasn't that bad.
That's
That
an
was
anomaly.
outside. You know who's good at finding parking?
Who?
Keith.
Really?
Yes.
Well,
Keith
he's
is
a
good at finding
native.
parking.
He's a native.
Yeah. But I try to figure out like what he calls it the parking juice. He said if you believe in the parking juice, then you have the parking juice.
Manifestation.
Yeah.
I like it.
Mhm.
That reminds me of ISIS.
That's not
Yeah.
gay. That's not gay.
It
Parking's
sounded
not
like
gay.
manifestation.
But that park, that's the
Yeah, it's the
sound.
gay sound effect. I hate that one, and you know I hate it. It's so fucking Nickelodeon talent
My
show,
favorite one.
like Ned's Declassified talent show.
I
I
love it.
do not like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-mm. Yeah. Okay. So Calvin's back. 7 out of 10. How do you rate it, Kristen, the second time around?
Okay, you know I didn't like LA the first time.
I
absolutely
yeah.
hated LA
What
the first
happened?
time. I was expecting a city. Like I was
yeah.
expecting a city. Like I even said it. Like Chicago is even more similar to like New York than LA is. So LA started out as a 5. You know, my second time I actually like Long Beach, so it's 6.5.
Long Beach is
Mhm.
cool, but you have to go to the city because we have like the waterfront. Is it the waterfront? The beach. Oh, child. That's
That's
the
what you
Indiana-
call the beach?
That's the Indiana coming out. I mean, going down to the waterfront, to the dipping hole.
Because I'm like, what the fuck
To the
is
pond and the
that?
lakes, going to the waterfront. We have the beach sounds like the Venice and the Santa Monica, but then once you get like to Hollywood, it's a little bit more city, and then downtown is definitely like the city.
Yeah.
So you gotta go down. Have you
See,
been downtown?
Yeah, we were downtown all day yesterday.
Okay.
Like, I wouldn't call that a city. I was like, it's a city, but
It's
That-
really
it's
spread out.
not a
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
you,
I'm.
you don't want to walk anywhere.
When I first got here, it was an adjustment because I kept comparing all of LA to New York.
And I think that's what I'm doing.
That's what it was. Like once I stopped and was able to like enjoy LA for what it was, I appreciated it a lot more. Because it's not going to give you New York because it's not New York, you know? But it does have its own culture. I like that there's more space out here. Like it's a major city, but I have room to walk. In New York, I feel like we're all like sardines in a can, and I really don't like that. Especially because we all walk very fast.
Very.
So it's like overwhelming.
Because we all have stuff to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're busy.
I feel like out here I can breathe.
But you can breathe and still do stuff.
At a slower pace. And I'm asthmatic. Be considerate. It's a lot for me.
Then that makes it even more walking, though.
Yeah, that's why I pace. You know, and everything is so central to me. Like I get out, the bus is like maybe a block down, and then the train is like 7 minutes walking. I need convenience. That's the New York part of me that doesn't want to die. But yeah, so since I last saw you, Kelvin, what have I been doing with myself? I've been working some red carpets. A bitch has to stay busy.
You out there with a clear shirt on.
Shout outs to Fox Soul, shout outs to Celebrity Aaron and the House Talk Show. So basically it's this Black LGBTQIA focused talk show that's going to be streaming on Fox Soul, and it basically talks about all the everyday issues that the LGBTQIA community faces, which was super cool. I got to meet some really dope people on the carpet. Some fine men, some of which were married. So, you know, we just leave that there. Got some free drinks at the bar. Gang. Gang.
Shout out to Eric for that.
Come on. And then, yeah, that's been pretty much it. Like, mental health has really been my focus for the last 2 to 3 weeks. Like, everything is like, my shout outs to Daniel. Told me to have like 5-minute conversations in the mirror every day so I can like always check in with myself, make sure I'm good, set intentions for the day. I set out a list of intentions so I can kind of like have a checklist, and then I feel really fulfilled when I check them all off. So yeah, it's been a very good time.
That's good. It's interesting you're talking about setting intentions, because that's one thing I started doing 2 weeks ago. Like every morning after I pray, say, okay, what are my intentions for today? What do I expect from this day? So that's good.
I love that. Yeah, it's been working well for me. So to anyone out there who feels like very scatterbrained, set intentions and also talk to yourself in the mirror. I feel like it grounds you. Oh yeah.
Does it ever make you feel overwhelmed?
Having the conversations or setting the intentions?
Or like from the get-go, kind of saying, I got to do this, and this today. You know what I mean? Like, does it ever overwhelm you?
But then also knowing that the fulfillment after doing those things is going to be good. And then also like, even like with setting intentions, not just like, okay, I have to go to the grocery store, I have to do this, but also like, I intend to be happy today. I intend to not let this person,
like affirmation.
This person in this situation bring me down today. I choose my words wisely, and I'm going to make sure that I bring peace to my situation and everybody else's situation around me. So setting those type of intentions, so when you're going into those crazy situations,
it's more forward thinking than kind of thinking in the past. Okay,
yeah, and one of the things I've been doing is just like, let's try and do 4. Like, I don't like to overwhelm. I don't want to do a list of 8 intentions because then it just becomes jarring. But if I do 4 and things that are like all feasible, I can tackle it. But I think a lot of times we try and like overpack ourselves to make ourselves feel like we're more accomplished, but that shit just stresses us out and nothing gets done.
Yeah, and then also my friend TT, she sends out weekly affirmations. So I try to just say like those every day that week, and those like really help me in the morning. Because in the morning, like when you're like, oh shit, I got this to do, I got this, your mind's all over the place. And how you start your day, so how you gonna end your day. So like, okay, if I set my intentions and this is what I want from the day, this is my affirmation this week, I can do this.
Do you start with like the easier things in the day and then kind of get harder? Or do you start with the hardest?
Start with the easier things. Because at 8 o'clock, I'm not doing shit.
You gotta pace yourself.
That's not happening.
I love that your friend sends you affirmations. Kristen, you don't send me shit.
Baby, I don't do affirmation. I need to start.
Yeah. Kristen will write me, hey ho, and I'm just like, all right.
That is the affirmation for the day. Be a hoe.
Okay.
Very much Kristen's message. Very much Kristen's message for my life. But speaking of lives, let's get into other people's business. It is now time for Bitch, You Better Read.
What's my favorite word?
Number one. So a family claims that a daughter's 2nd grade teacher snatched a hijab off her head in New Jersey school.
No, she didn't.
Yeah. People are getting really, I don't know what's going on in the world in terms of like race issues. I mean, race has always been an issue, but like as of late, it feels like people are getting crazy. So I'm trying to get background music, but it's a hard balance. Either way, a New Jersey family is speaking out after they say a teacher pulled the hijab off a 7-year-old Muslim girl. Samaya Watt's mother, Cassandra Watt, stated that her daughter doesn't want to wear the Muslim garb following the incident at Seth Boyden Elementary School. I have to go introduce her to a different world that I've been trying to protect her from, Cassandra Watt shared. The family's lawyer says the second grader would always come to school with her headscarf worn, but on Wednesday, the teacher wanted her to remove it and snatch it off her head. Ultimately, the teacher succeeds in pulling the hijab off her head, followed by a bizarre statement, which is, "Your hair is beautiful," the attorney said. It is incredibly disturbing. It's very, very symbolic of disregard of her religion and certainly something that has affected my clients overall. Cassandra said she's raised her daughter telling her that her hijab is her protection. Now she asks me, well, if this is my protection, my teacher took this off my head, so how can you explain that to your child? The New Jersey councilman has compared this situation to harassment and assault. The hijab is much like any other article of clothing for a Muslim woman. To remove that publicly can be very humiliating, said Celine Muksat, New Jersey's executive director, I guess, of that school that she goes to. The school has not revealed the teacher's identity at the moment. Before I share thoughts, I haven't even put them all together in my head. What do y'all think of this story?
First of all, the school itself need to have a conversation with the teacher to start with. I also feel like the mom, I just feel like the whole story is just bizarre. Like, and the fact that this is happening in New Jersey is even crazier to me. But the fact that the teacher thinks she has the right to put her hands on another woman's child. Like, I don't care if you're her teacher. And also, too, to say your hair is beautiful. I know my hair is beautiful. She knows her hair is beautiful. And her hijab is beautiful as well. So I just feel like just the audacity to do it in the first place is just crazy. And also to the school in a whole, you should be the first one to make a statement, the first one to do an apology, the first one to step out and say, hey, this is wrong. Because then it shows the environment you have for your students. So I feel like the principal also needs to be reprimanded in this too. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, why are you so comfortable to do shit like that? Like, what is the school environment that you feel comfortable to do that in the first place and not? Because I would never, but I've never been in a space where it's been comfortable to disrobe people. Like, what the fuck?
And it shouldn't be at all, ultimately. Like, whether she wants to wait or not is kind of up to her. So if the teacher thinks that that's somehow like degrading or whatever the teacher thought to try and rip it and then say that the hair was beautiful, doesn't really matter. Like, let her make her own call and then she can go about her day the way she wants to. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, just don't even kind of care about it.
Right.
In a sense.
How do you manage this situation if your child comes home and tells you this?
Baby, it's on.
And when she says that, she's dead ass.
We throwing hands. Period.
Kristen is so rah-rah. But in that situation, I understand. Like, you cannot play with people's kids. On top of it, the trauma. Like, this little girl she probably feels like an outcast. Because I don't know how many other Muslim girls are in the class that have hijabs. She probably feels, what's the word?
Like, she's not
excluded.
Because indirectly what you're saying is when you cover your hair up, you're not as beautiful because your hair is beautiful and your hair makes you beautiful. So I just feel like it's also just like degrading her, a 7-year-old. And now she's already comparing herself to other kids in her class. And she's like, now, damn, if I don't show my hair, I'm not beautiful. So whenever I have my hijab on, I guess I'm not considered beautiful.
Right.
That's literally what a 7-year-old is going to think.
Shit is fucked up. Calvin?
I think a lot of times we talk about privilege and we don't think about religious privilege. I think that this is an example of that because clearly she's not Muslim. Because if the teacher was Muslim, she would understand how important it is to have the hijab on that young lady's head. So in her eyes, she probably felt like she's being the savior and helping her see her true beauty. You don't need this. Don't let them hold you down. But not thinking about this is not just about being oppressed. This is her religious affiliation, how she feels and how she presents herself before God. And I think that type of privilege is also degrading, here in America. Because if you're not subscribed to a Christian faith, then sometimes we look down on you because you don't. And I think this is a perfect example of that. And I think that it's super insensitive. Being a former higher education practitioner, we've learned a lot about other people's religion and how they move and how they worship and things like that. Like if there is, especially the Muslim faith, we had a lot of Muslim people, Muslim practicing people at WKU. So when the holidays came around, we have to understand they can't be in class right now because they need to pray. they're going to be a little bit late, or they're not paying attention right now, or can't focus because they have not eaten because they are fasting. So what exactly was that teacher taught? Was there like religious sensitivity classes? Like
probably no cultural competency workshops, none of it.
What is going on? And that's what I don't understand about it. And I think the mother has every right to be mad. I would sue.
Absolutely.
And not just because I want money, but just because, like, I feel like you have to think about that child. Like, this is her. Like you said, that's supposed to protect me, and now I feel unprotected.
Yeah. And I feel like it also gives the students way to make fun of her or make her feel different. Because like if the teacher's doing it, clearly something's wrong with you.
I do wonder how the kids reacted. Like in that moment, what did the kids do?
Mind you, she's 7. So this is like 2nd grade. So the kids are already probably cruel.
Yeah.
So it's like.
I think it starts from the top and the principal needs to be held accountable. How are you training your staff?
Yeah.
What are you doing to make sure the kids are comfortable? And that teacher probably needs to be either suspended or looked at to see if she has any other cases. But the school in a whole needs to be revamped a little bit.
Yeah. She's a bitch. All right. Number 2. So the National Black Justice Coalition asked Netflix to pull Dave Chappelle's The Closer special over comments deemed transphobic. Netflix is under mounting pressure today to remove Dave Chappelle's latest special, The Closer, from its streaming service after outcry from several public groups who claim the comedian made transphobic remarks. The National Black Justice Coalition is one of several high-profile organizations asking Netflix to pull the special. It is deeply disappointing that Netflix allowed Dave Chappelle's lazy and hostile transphobia and homophobia to air on its platform, NBJC Executive Director David Johns said in a statement to Deadline. With 2021 on track to be the deadliest year on record for transgender people in the United States, the majority of whom are Black transgender people, Netflix should know better. Perpetuating transphobia perpetuates violence. Netflix should immediately pull The Closer from its platform and directly apologize to the transgender community. Some of the moments that were referenced by opponents in their argument to have the special removed included Dave declaring himself as a TERF, which stands for Trans Exclusionary Radical Feminist. Dave also expressed support for Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling, who claimed trans women posed a threat to those assigned female at birth. GLAAD also chimed in on the controversy Wednesday, praising those who have publicly condemned Dave's comments. Dave Chappelle's brand has become synonymous with ridiculing trans people and other marginalized communities, GLAAD tweeted. Negative reviews and viewers loudly condemning his latest special is a message to the industry that audiences don't support platforming anti-LGBTQ beliefs. So in his special, Dave said that he had no issues with the trans community, despite making comments about human anatomy that many deem bigoted. Gender is a fact. Every human being in this room, every human being on earth had to pass through the legs of a woman to be on earth. That is a fact, he said. Now, I'm not saying trans women aren't women. I'm just saying that those pussies that they got, you know what I mean. I'm not saying it's not pussy, but it's like beyond pussy or impossible pussy. It tastes like pussy, but that's not quite what it is. That's not blood. That's beet juice. Netflix has not responded to the criticism or calls for action. Now, I put this in here because I'm very mixed, and it sucks that we don't have any trans representation on today's episode because I would like to hear how the oppressed feels about the situation. Me as a cisgender gay Black man, I do get the issues, but at the same time, I feel like there needs to be a space for people to kind of just discuss the issues of the world without having to be clean cut, you know?
Comedy. I'm sorry. I feel like comedy is in comedy, and we're getting away from comedy.
Yeah.
Right? So you can make fun of something. That's your job. He's a comedian. He makes fun. He jokes. He jokes about Black people.
Yeah.
Right? And it's a joke, and you don't have to take it personal because it's a joke. And the moment we can't joke anymore is the moment life is not going to be fun anymore. Yeah. I just feel like. That's
how I feel.
I don't know. Also, as a cisgender gay man, I just didn't see anything was wrong with it. I thought it was a joke. He said he agrees that all women are women. He honestly just said you were not born with a vagina. That's a fact.
That's a fact.
Even if I was a trans woman and I decided to go through the transition, I was not born with a vagina. It tastes like vagina, but it's not vagina. It's like impossible vagina. Beyond vagina. I thought that was hilarious.
I did too.
I thought it was funny
as
too,
a vegan that eats impossible and Beyond Me, I thought that was a wonderful reference.
Right.
So, but I understand that I do not. My feelings may be different because I do not live that lifestyle.
Right.
But for me, to go back what you were saying, when can we joke? When is a joke too far? He never said we hate trans women. He never said I don't respect trans women. He never said trans women aren't women. He never said those things. He honestly just said trans women are women. If I'm remembering the quote correctly, right?
Mm-hmm.
He literally said that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not seeing where the issue lies, because the fact is, in order to give birth, you do have to have ovaries, right?
Yeah.
And you have to come out of a vagina, right? Or a C-section. So you have to be birthed in those. Those are all medical facts. Now, if he was saying that you are never going to be women because you don't have ovaries, you are never going to be women because you can't give birth, then I can see why.
Yeah, I get it. What are the two things that they say shouldn't be put together? Religion and
politics.
I feel like comedy and political correctness do not go hand in hand. I feel like comedy is supposed to be kind of a slap in the face of the world, but also a reflection of society. And I feel like we need spaces to unpack that. But now everybody just wants everything to be so clean cut. And I'm like, you're kind of erasing the culture out of life. People have opinions, whether you're Black, white, Asian, da 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 da. I feel like the same way, you know how Black people are comfortable talking about everybody, but then like we're like, you can't talk about us. But I'm like, everyone still has these opinions. So I'm like, there has to be a space where we can have this type of dialogue and just like, people gotta laugh.
Satire.
Yes.
One of the oldest forms of comedy. Even like when you go back to old newspaper in the yellow pages, when they used to have the old gossip and the old cartoons back in the early 1800s, satire was in there talking about the kings and the queens and making jokes and fun of what was going on in situations. We cannot get away from our history and what was going on back there. If they knew how to laugh and got the fuck over it, why can't we laugh and get the fuck over it? And I'm not saying this. Let me put it.
Yeah, you know you gotta.
I'm not saying that the trans people don't have the right to be upset. That is that everybody has their valid reasons why they can be upset and be hurt. But for me, there's much harsher rhetoric going on out here from Little Bootsy. There's much harsher rhetoric going out here from women dying because they are trans, and I don't think that is something that's going to push somebody over. And you know, like fuck them. I don't think that. I
also think it depends too, because like if it depends on how it was said, right? So if it's said in like a comic and a joke kind of thing like that, it's kind of more so bringing up the topic than it is actually saying a point. If it was said and kind of meant like it was a super serious kind of conversation and they said it in a way to hurt, then I feel like it would be different. But like you said, like comedy, that's the whole point of comedy, is to make comments on society and make it funny
and to make you think. To bring up your point, he said it in a Netflix comedy special, which was 4 parts. This is not the first time he talked about
LGBTQIA.
Child, it's so many alphabets.
I've said it so much this week and it's just rolling off the tongue.
I'm just a G in the letter group.
I feel that.
I'm just a G.
We see you.
Say emoji.
Okay,
me and Genuine. But but it's just once we start being too sensitive, like I always say, this gold star participation certificate generation is too sensitive. Learn how to laugh, because if you can't laugh at yourself, that's going to bring on depression, and that's why we have so many mental illnesses, because people don't know how to simply laugh. Simply, am I drunk?
No, that was it. Simply is a word.
I said simply. I put an extra.
The execution was a little flawed, but the word is a word.
That hate me are really gonna run this back.
Yeah, this non-speaking bitch.
Non-speaking trans hating bitch.
Yeah, very that.
No, but if they would simply learn how to laugh at themselves, then I think they would feel a lot better.
Yeah,
because there's been jokes that I thought may have been offensive to LGBTQIA or Black people, but looking at it and like, wait, it's kind of funny.
There's a little truth to it.
It's a little truth to it. Like there's a little truth in every joke.
Yeah,
and it's okay to laugh at your situation. If I were to take myself that seriously, I would not be here today.
Yeah,
nobody will be here today if they take themselves that fucking seriously. Like, get over it.
That's so weird.
Not the trans community get over hate and the people dying and the things they're going.
No, yeah, we can't tell them how to feel. That's their community.
But let a joke be a joke and live on. Just like when I remember my original point. This is like the 4th part. you remember when he said like the people in the car, the gay people in the car, and how the gay white men were driving the car, and then like it was a black man and the passenger and the trans woman was in the back, and everybody got offended by that.
That was.
It's funny.
I thought it was fucking hilarious.
I said it right here I said it right here on this show. Lipstick lesbians are okay in society. If you look pretty and you act feminine and you date another woman that looks pretty and act feminine, society thinks it's okay. If you are a white male that is gay, you are okay. Once you get to the black men and how the more effeminate men, or those men that they think is DL, or you get to a lesbian woman who is a little bit more masculine, or then you get to our trans women, they are pushed to the back of the line. I've said that in our own community. We do that to ourselves in our own community. So if someone else outside the community says that, then it's offensive. But if Flame Monroe,
oh God,
if Flame Monroe made that same joke, would they be offended? Or is it because it's Dave Chappelle?
I don't know if that community really fucks with Flame anyway.
But Flame Monroe says a lot of offensive stuff.
A lot of it.
She calls herself a him, she, her, which a lot of people are upset about that. But if that's how they identify,
I think that's the thing too. I think a lot of people get very caught up, like, you know, like if you meet one black person, that stereotype that we like chicken and watermelon and shit, we're not a monolith. Like I don't like. Well, I started eating watermelon. Still not big on it, but it's kind of like healthy. It's like because it's kind of fucking bland.
No, but you gotta get a nice juicy one. Like on a hot day, yeah.
Right. Well, yeah, that's the Midwest in you.
Just get a beer.
You are so gutter-butt. You are so gutter-butt. But my point is, like, there is no one way to be a part of a community. We all have different like ideologies and beliefs. So I don't know. Some of y'all need to take the stick out your ass. Number 3. Kodak Black assures fans that he is not suicidal after tweeting that he is lonely and depressed. Fans have been sending Kodak Black well wishes over the past few days after he shared a cryptic message on Twitter on Thursday. Kodak expressed his frustrations with being famous and said that he is depressed and lonely, but spoke out on Saturday night to assure his fans and loved ones that everything is okay. In a lengthy post on Instagram, Kodak apologized to his loved ones for his previous tweet, saying it is unfair not to acknowledge the people who have been sticking beside him. Despite the dark nature of his message, he said that he is not considering taking his own life. Thanks to everybody that was concerned and the texts and calls. As I understand, I made a bold statement, but don't worry, I'm not suicidal and have no plans on harming myself, Kodak wrote. I have a great support system and I am surrounded by love. Somebody put a false rumor in my head and that drove me to the edge that I can say, but all in all, I'm okay. Kodak continued, saying that he is in need of a vacation due to all the stress he has been under recently. I'm really in a need of a vacation, but being on probation keeps me stuck in this unhealthy environment where my only choice is running around the hood thugging, Kodak penned. Kodak Black for you. As we previously reported, Kodak was recently ordered to complete a 90-day treatment program after failing a drug test and is asking the judge's permission to spend his remaining days at a facility outside of Florida. New documents obtained by TMZ says that Kodak's physician and treatment specialist believes that he has a better chance of successfully completing the program in a different environment. Kodak and his team are still waiting for the judge to respond to this request. So the reason why I put this story in here is not because I care about Kodak Black, because I'm actually not a fan of Kodak Black. But I also saw that Doja Cat had posted something similar on social media saying that she feels overworked and that she's very tired. So it brings up the overall issue or conversation about like mental health and like the idea that once you have a heavier cash flow that you're supposed to be happy. But like, what does it say now that you have like these A-list celebrities speaking out about depression and not feeling fulfilled in life?
Well, Diddy said more money, more problems. Money does not solve things. It just makes things look more prettier. I think that I understand because especially like if you're working hard and the pressure that you have being an A-list celebrity like Doja Cat probably is a lot on you because you're an up and up and people are mentioning your name and everything. People want you here, they want you there, deals and stuff. And it's a lot, especially if it's not to say she didn't work hard for it or it came super fast, but if her rise, she was like growing, boom, number one. So to handle all that pressure is probably a lot on you. So I get hers. But Kodak, I understand. Now, mental health is real. But if you feel like you're around people that you shouldn't be around, why the fuck you have those people around?
Because they're probably yes men telling you what you want to hear.
Like, get rid of them. You say I'm bumping around. All I can do is go to the hood. So where do you want to be in your facility? because you gave people these keys to your home. You give people access to you. You can cut off people that you don't want around you. Like, I know that sounds harsh, but you can cut off people that you don't want around you. He has plenty of security to guard the house, say you can't come in here. Like, he doesn't have to be in the hood.
No. But I think that that's where he feels most connected. And I feel like that's where he feels most seen and understood. Because Kodak Black is a very interesting figure. Like, I've never met anyone like Kodak Black. I mean, I've never met Kodak Black, but just like seeing him on social media, I've never come across anyone like that. So I don't know. I don't know what the situation is. I don't know what he indulges in on his personal time, whatever the case may be. But I do feel bad because I feel like the everyday issues that we deal with as civilians, like, is what's the word?
Magnified.
Thank you. Magnified by like 10 or 20. You know, so I can't imagine like the public ridicule, the stupid shit that he says. He's just coming out of prison. He got a lot of backlash for supporting Donald Trump after Donald Trump got him out of prison. It's just, so I don't really know where he's at, but my heart does go out to him because depression is a real thing. And maybe he just doesn't have a real team around him.
I feel like it's more complicated. Like you said, money. I feel like it's not so much the money. It's just the celebrity of it. Because you can't go out and kind of like live just like, if you just had a lot of money, you could do whatever you wanted and no one would really care because they wouldn't know who you are.
Right.
But you kind of can't pull back the curtain like once people know who you are. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's just not it's tough to deal with, like, if you can't get away from it.
Yeah, that's real.
You know what I mean? Like, even like really, really high-end CEOs, like I can only name like 5. So all the other ones could kind of go about their day, do what they want.
Right.
And then if they wanted to step out and kind of not be CEO anymore, they can just not be CEO.
Yeah, that's real.
I think it's support system. A lot of times these celebrities don't have actual good support system, whether that's like family or friends. And I feel like that in itself will make you lonely. Because even what he said, he was like, well, I heard something. And it's kind of like, so who told you what to steer you the wrong way? Like, you just got out of prison. You need to have people around you that literally love and support you and want to see you succeed. And I feel like oftentimes when you have money, that line is blurred because you don't know who actually loves you and actually cares about you versus like who's just here for the moment and just want to be in the mix for right now. So
yeah, people be fucked up like that. I don't know. Good luck, Kodak.
But he needs to get it together and stop making excuses because that also sounds like a lot of excuses.
It does sound like a lot. It does.
Get your life together.
Clean it up, Kodak. But I feel
Get
for
out
you.
of the hood and stop being hood. Damn.
Yeah, you could take him out the hood. I don't know if he could stop being it though. I took you off the block and you still.
Well, baby, I'm still. I'm a good trick. Okay, I make money.
Oh wow.
This is all documented here, so I want no salacious headlines on my part. None.
He's okay with it. Sometimes.
She's trying to push me out there right there.
Okay.
She's like, all right, you stand here. I'll be like 3 feet over
Oh,
that
that's
way.
good.
So, you know.
Super supportive.
Are y'all splitting the profits evenly?
Yeah.
No, you must mad.
I make more, so you know,
Oh, okay.
I feel like
that makes sense.
Fair.
Yeah.
So.
She's a little exhausted these days. Just a little oil and you'll be back to your old self.
Cocoa butter.
Yeah, very that. Number 4.
Number 4.
So an Amazon customer faces 20 years in prison for mailing fake returns. The girl's a you know, I have to get into this. A North Carolina man has pleaded guilty to committing fraud after receiving items from Amazon and sending back fake versions of the product. Court documents state Hudson Hamrick purchased multiple expensive items from Amazon, which included an iMac Pro, and returned cheaper items in exchange for a refund. In total, Hamrick collected more than $290,000 in refunds, and his unique return policy caused Amazon to contact the FBI. According to plea documents in today's hearing, from 2016 to 2020, Hamrick executed the return scheme by ordering expensive items through Amazon, such as electronics, guitars, tools, computers, and other high-end consumer products, and then obtaining fraudulent refunds from the company by returning items that were significantly cheaper or broken. Hamrick also admitted to defrauding Amazon by obtaining replacement products for items he falsely claimed to have lost or damaged. So he never really had them, but they got damaged. Then keeping the new items or reselling them online. Court documents show that Hamrick engaged in more than 300 fraudulent transactions that resulted in losses to the company of more than $290,000. According to Insider, there would be instances where Hamrick would purchase an expensive item, such as an iMac Pro, and filed a return, then sent in a non-pro version of the computer with a different serial number. On Tuesday, he pleaded guilty to wire fraud and faces a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison, along with a $250,000 fine. Damn, are times that hard?
That was actually really smart.
That was very smart. I'm sorry, like that was
It
really
was smart,
That
but
was
you're
smart.
gonna get caught on that.
But you know what? He just
Like
he just did it
electronic?
too many
He
times.
was too greedy.
Yes,
Just like we said it off.
too greedy.
When you get too greedy, that's when you get caught.
Exactly. I think that was smart, and I also feel like Amazon is fucked up. Can I say that?
Well, yeah, it's fine. They don't sponsor
No,
us,
I
but
mean,
like,
I mean the
No,
F
you
word.
can say the F word. You can say anything.
oh,
Oh,
okay.
They fucked up because $290,000 is nothing to you.
True.
20 years in prison? Are you serious? Come on. You didn't pay taxes last year. Come on.
I'm
It's nothing.
shook
It's nothing.
that it took 300 times for them to catch it.
I know.
Now
should've stopped at, like,
I'm over here
150.
like, shit, what I got that I need to. I would love a new MacBook right now.
Listen,
Right.
50K would be nice.
I'll give you my old one.
Okay,
The keyboard don't work.
Oh, I'm gonna send that back.
Send it
to you.
back,
Give
send
me
it back.
give me an iPad. But like, wow.
Yeah.
I am thoroughly.
I just
impressed.
hope that he doesn't get 20 years. I think 2 years is enough time for
Yeah.
him to, think about what he did and,
I mean,
Well, if you guys were to hypothetically do this, what would be the big purchase that you would get back?
Like the big purchase I would make with all the money I
Yes.
made from doing the returns.
No, like
or
that you would like get from them, like and like send the fake one
Oh.
back.
honestly, a refrigerator.
Oh, that's a good
A
one.
really nice one. You know the one where you can, it's the touch screen. and
Mhm.
stuff?
What would
Yeah.
you send back though?
The white refrigerator.
White
I would
refrigerator.
send back a fake one from China.
Oh,
okay, I get what you're saying.
refrigerator.
Yeah, I would get.
Or
Scary
you could do,
times.
you know how like some people, if you buy it, they give you like the little miniature version of it.
Mhm.
If you don't look, so send that back.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Just send back like a
Mm.
little mini or like a
Yeah, they
picture
sent
of
me
it.
the wrong one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send back like a picture or a little mini version of it, and you should be fine.
Perfect.
Oh, that's gonna work. I'd probably like switch out my flat screen for like a 60-inch.
Mhm.
My TV
I
now
need
is
more
maybe
money
like
than
32. It's not the money. I want a better TV. I'm grateful, but I want a bigger TV. So that's what I would do.
I probably do like a whole home sound system.
Oh, okay.
Like something to be in every room, like
Mm.
and then like with lights and shit.
Mhm.
So make it a club.
Very much a talent show.
Mm-hmm.
Very that.
Mm-hmm.
I see it.
I think I'd probably pick something. I would pick like glasses, some type
Mhm.
of really expensive glasses. 'Cause I
Mhm.
feel like that's really easy to fake.
Oh yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like a watch though could be really complicated because you have to make sure that all the internal components are correct. But like a pair of sunglasses, all I have to do is just change the emblem on the side. It's just made of metal and glass. So if I get something really expensive,
With like a
Sure,
Canal
that
Street
one's-
knockoff.
I'm about to say, go
And
down
then
to
just-
Fancy Alley, get a fake.
yeah, and then just return it, and like 99% of people aren't gonna realize that it's
Yeah.
something different. And then I just
Smart.
walk away. There's no serial number. There's
Like,
no
this can
nothing I
work.
got to worry
I know what I'm
Mhm.
doing tonight.
Yeah.
Going to Santee.
We're gonna have to delete this
Someone
whole
just asked me what
episode.
I'm doing after the podcast. Going to Santee.
Yes.
I'm getting fake.
Flipping
Gucci,
products.
Get a fake Prada.
Be a full-time job.
Okay.
Flipping cat suits for the girls
Look,
that work
I
the
got 300
club.
times.
You got 300
I got
times.
300 times.
He
So-
just got too greedy. That I would say.
Yeah, he definitely was going for the gusto. I don't know. All right. And number 5, which is our shut the fuck up for today.
Shut the fuck up.
A high school student is arrested after punching a teacher in the face as a part of a slap the teacher challenge. The girls is ghetto. The girls is ghetto. They're not raising them like they used to. I would never. A Louisiana teen was arrested after she punched an English teacher with a disability in the face and caused her to be hospitalized. Authorities said that she committed the act as a part of a slap a teacher challenge. The incident took place at Covington High School on Wednesday when 18-year-old Lariana Jackson recorded herself punching the teacher moments after class was dismissed. In the video, Jackson approaches the identified 64-year-old woman and punches her in the face repeatedly before she falls off of her chair. The Covington Police Department said in a statement that the teacher was transported to a nearby hospital after sustaining injuries from the attack. Her disability was not disclosed to the public. The Covington Police Department would like to remind everyone that anyone who participates in such a challenge will be booked accordingly. In this post, there was also a video attached that has been circulating around the internet. The matter is still under investigation and more arrests for forthcoming, the department said in a Facebook post. Jackson was arrested and charged with the battery of a school teacher, a felony, and she is currently being held at the St. Tammany Parish Jail until her court appearance. TikTok said in a statement on their Twitter that the trend does not exist on their platform and said such content will be removed. The rumored slap a teacher challenge dare is an insult to educators. What is going on with my tongue? The rumor slap a teacher dare is an insult to educators everywhere. And while it is not a trend on TikTok, if at any point it shows up, content will be removed. Now, let me say, as a former substitute teacher, I welcome any of those students to come and try and slap me.
She was doing the most.
I would have flipped fucking desks and threw textbooks. It would have been hell in that school.
Also, too, that's an old teacher.
And she has a disability, you bitch.
And you punch her multiple times.
And you're 18. Why are you still in high school?
I just want to see the video.
It's circulating.
That's what I want to see.
But if it's literally singular. If it's slap a teacher, why are you punching her multiple times?
I think that's what got me. At first, it was like, okay, like you can get in trouble for this, but like multiple times.
Like you must have wanted to fight her.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like that teacher.
Like what?
And you're 18. You're not a freshman.
Kids these days are really bold. My mom would have broke my fingers. Broke them.
I also feel like it's interesting that she is being held until a court case, which means she couldn't make bail. So
bail's probably high as fuck. Yeah, it's probably like a calm 20,000-30,000.
For a slap? God damn.
She punched her multiple times. It's just called slap a teacher.
Baby, it's just a punch.
She beat her down like she was selling drugs on her corner.
She sure did, though. But come on now, give me 10K and all.
Kristen, you are terrible. You are terrible. Every time I look for you for some reason, you let me down.
I think I'm fair. Come on now.
Douglas,
her
Kelvin,
jaw get broken?
Somebody with a conscience, please add to the conversation.
Honestly, I'm enjoying this so much that I kind of don't want to.
That's fair.
He's with me on this one.
Are you really?
I mean, I'm gonna be impartial.
Okay.
The
I'm
thing
gonna
is,
be
I can
impartial.
see him doing this as a fucking
wow.
dare. So it's like
Really?
I can totally see him doing this.
I feel like I wouldn't punch.
You wouldn't punch. You would
No,
slap.
no. Yeah, like I wouldn't
It
like
would
just
be like
randomly go and like punch
Yeah,
some
no,
old
no.
woman in the face.
Do you know how
That's
bold
not
you
me.
have to be to step to a teacher and slap them?
I feel like it would be like a dare you to like slap her.
But it also, I mean, it depends on the teacher. Like if I had like I had certain teachers I was really good friends with.
Mm-hmm.
In that sense, it would be fine. They would find it funny.
Yeah.
I would find it funny. We'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
But like if it was just some random teacher and I like slapped them, that would not be funny. And like you said, my mom would break every finger.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're officially a nuisance to the school.
Yeah.
And that looks crazy. Mind you, she's 18, so she's at the point where she should be applying for college.
Yep.
This does not look good. You have a criminal record. You were punching your teachers. Like,
What happened to the teacher?
they just, she was taken to the hospital because of the injury she sustained, but they didn't say what the disability was. So I don't know.
Hopefully she learned her lesson.
Oh,
The girl that got slapped.
you the
Oh,
teacher?
I was
the
so
girl
ready
that
for you to
slapped the
say it.
teacher.
Oh, I'm like, Kristen, get the fuck out the studio. You are saying nothing that's gonna move us forward.
I was so ready for that too.
That's what I thought you. I'm like,
Yeah.
Kristen, are you? I thank God we record now because I really, you get to see it in real time. I don't know, Kelvin. What are your thoughts about this whole slap a
Punch
teacher
that
challenge?
hoe. No, I'm just playing. I don't know. Now, it is inappropriate to slap your teacher.
Yes,
It is because at the end of the day, they are a person of authority. And you should not just walk around slapping older people
I agree.
and elderly people and people
But
with
if it was just
disability.
one slap, it would've been fine.
I think it's funny to hear.
It is funny, but
You know what I
when you
mean?
really think
But
about
like
it,
if I were there, that would not be funny.
Yeah, that would not be.
You know what I mean?
That would be
Like, if
so
I was
awkward.
in the room and a
Fuck?
teacher that happened, it would not be all right.
like even
But
as a
hearing
student,
it is funny.
I wouldn't laugh. I'd be like, what the fuck?
Why doesn't anyone? Why didn't anyone try and help her?
It only takes one person though to crack out laughing
Yeah.
in that
Yeah, then
case.
everybody-
and then
Yeah.
every single person's gonna start
Yeah.
laughing.
Then it's fucked. Yeah, high school kids are still really
But yet
impressionable.
and still, like, I've never been bold enough to be like, fuck you, Miss Bunting.
Nope.
Like, no, I've never. Like, these kids are bold.
Most of my teachers look like they would have slapped me
I
back.
can see like practical jokes, like hiding all the erasers
Mhm.
or
Putting glue on the
putting glue
chair.
on a chair. But to cause physical harm, that's another level.
Yeah,
She had beef with sis.
she
Okay.
wanted to fight
She had
her.
beef with her.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That science test
And
where
then
she got a
she
C
said-
minus. She was like, I'm gonna beat this bitch's ass.
And then she said it was a trend just because she wanted to cover her ass.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She was probably failing
Yeah,
that
she
class
on
and said,
TikTok.
I'm gonna beat your ass.
It's not even on TikTok yet. It will be though.
It's coming
It will be
off.
now.
TikTok's not. They're not allowing that. Any content with the slap a teacher hashtag or anything will be taken down.
She made that up.
She made it up.
Maybe she was trying to go viral.
Yes.
And we messed up her chance
of going viral.
She can't dance.
Yeah,
she doesn't know how to do all those like editing things.
That's real.
She said, "What can I do?
I can slap a teacher.
I can slap a fucking teacher."
Yeah, but she didn't even execute that correctly.
I think what happened too is that they just got the wrong take of it, and she just had to keep trying.
Yeah.
So that's where I think the multiples came from.
That's what happened.
Yeah, because sometimes TikTok will erase your video before you post it, and then she was just like, "Fuck, I really need these 10,000 views."
I started too early.
Yeah,
so she picked her back up. And
damn it!
I gotta get the right angle.
Yeah.
Well, okay. In that case, as a creator, I see the vision because I would have started over.
Maybe there's a plane going by. They had to check for sound again.
Right, right. Okay. So there's more to this story. Yeah, there's more to this story. All right, we should let her go.
Let her go.
We should let her go. Wow. Just when you thought you didn't know what was going on. Only on the Get Right, ladies and gentlemen. Catch us every Sunday at 10 a.m.
We should be her lawyer.
We should. We should.
Because if our Kelly lawyer said that he's like Martin Luther King, we can get her out.
Let's do it. I'm going to find a nice like crop tuxedo for the courtroom.
Wow, a crop tux.
I want them to take me seriously, but know that I'm still that girl.
That
Very,
bitch.
yeah, very that.
In and out of the courtroom.
Absolutely. Very that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was all for bitch. You better read.
What's my favorite word?
And now it is time for the topic. What is the damn sound effect for the topic? I still haven't figured that out.
No, I just been pressing whatever.
Have you? Okay.
That's what I've been using.
I don't know why that works, but it works. All right. So today's topic, I wanted the listeners to get familiar with my best friend Kristen and Douglas because this is the first time one of y'all have been on the podcast.
This is the first time both of us have been on.
Well, I'm talking about like in terms of like Lay Estate. So for those of y'all that don't know, which is all of y'all, Lay Estate is like my friend group from back in college. We started freshman year in a summer program, and then junior year we moved into a house together, and that's when the hell began.
Best time of my life.
It was so much fun.
It was so much fun.
It was so much fucking
Think
fun.
about living in a house with all your best friend, and then Wachain, because then Wachain will come over. It was the best time ever.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Very living single.
Yes.
Come on, check it out.
Very that. Yeah. But I wanted to talk to you because Kristen, I know that you are starting a business.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can talk about it, but if you can, we want to hear about it.
About it a little bit.
Okay, let's get into it.
So basically, my mom and I are actually starting a hairline. Actually.
Oh shit.
Yes. So and basically a lot of the products I want it to be all natural, so I'm getting it from my island of Jamaica. So a lot of it is going to be imported to the United States, and we're going to make like different conditioners, hair butter, stuff for your skin. So it's going to be really good. So look out for it.
So what was the inspiration? By the way, shout outs to Mom, one of my favorite ladies. What was
she
the
loves you. You know,
I know that. That's my girl. She always comments on my Facebook posts.
Loves.
I love it. So what was the inspiration?
So basically, it was after I cut my hair, and then I basically did the dreads and box braided. All my hair fell off, and I was trying to do like go natural. And I kept going to the beauty supply store and spending so much money. Oh my god. And nothing would really work until I started making the products myself. And then I'm like, whoa, like it makes such a difference. So that's literally how it started. Just me doing my own conditioners and stuff, and then yeah.
That's so impressive. Like, so back in college, Kristen was very what's the word? Worldwide woman. Like everything. Kristen made her own wigs. Kristen would install her locks. Kristen would literally like
baby.
Kristen would be doing it. Kristen would be in her room with a bottle of wine, making a wig, and I'm sitting there taking it off the thing, putting it on my head. And she's like, Eric, please. I didn't take anything seriously. I love that.
I box braided my hair the other day, like what, 2 months ago?
And
he's on FaceTime, and I'm like this in the bathroom. Like, I can't.
But it saves you so much money.
It's too expensive. I'm sorry. I'm not going to spend $400 for my hair and then give you $200 to do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm cheap. So I'll just pay myself $200.
Wait, so roughly how much would you say you spend every time you were going to the salon, like including buying the hair?
Eric, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I've been to a salon different from like a braiding shop when I was like in high school twice in my entire life. Like when I got my hair perm, when I was like, I think in high school. And then when I cut my hair in college, I had to go to someone because I've never like cut my hair before. And I remember I was telling my sister, I was like, when I go, I'm going to watch her. I said, I need to sit in a mirror because I need to know what she's doing because I'm never going back. So she cut my hair. She did amazing. Her name is Sasha. And I sat there, I watched her. And then when I got home 2 weeks after, you already know in college, I was literally 2 mirrors like this.
Yeah.
Fixing my hair. So I've really only been to a hair salon twice. I've been to, of course, African braiding shops a couple times before I knew how to box braid my hair myself. But a hair salon only twice.
Wow.
Yeah, it's too expensive.
We love to see it.
Yeah. Because I'm bald, so me doing my own hair is very easy. But I don't have the patience. How do you have the patience to sit there and do all those things?
Because I'm cheap, no blood clot.
Yeah.
I love saving money.
That's real.
I love saving money. I'm very cheap. Like, and then it's so expensive. So it's like literally to get your weave done, you're paying $200 minimum, right? And then if it's a frontal, you're looking at like $240, and that's only lasting like 6 weeks. And then you need to do a touch up, so it's like it becomes too expensive after a while for me.
I feel it. That one time I got that weave in my head when I was in grad school, I said never again. That shit was in my head for all of like 32 hours.
Had a puff.
A waste of $250.
You had a good old puff.
Wait, I have to say something though, because my mom did hair all her life, so maybe that's also why too. I have to give her credit for that, even though she would never do my hair now.
A working woman. We'd love to see it.
Never do it now, but all my life that's how she made money.
So can you say the name of it or no?
Name of my business. So it will be Simply Holistic, but under Simply Holistic, which is like the mother brand under Simply Holistic. We're actually thinking of a name. We don't have one just yet.
Okay.
But the name we were the closest thing about was Damn.
Okay.
And yeah.
Is it an acronym?
It is an acronym. Okay. But we haven't finalized.
I feel that. Okay, we'll take it.
Secret.
We'll take it for now.
Okay.
Damn. Period.
It'll be Damn. And melanin somewhere in there. So.
Okay. I'm digging it. So Douglas, let's talk about you. What are you most passionate about?
Me.
Oh.
That's true.
That's cute.
That's
cute.
That's my answer.
I like that.
Answer the question.
I work in film. I'm an actor.
Dope.
And,
okay.
And studying right now, getting certified in user design for like designing like apps for phones and stuff.
Oh, good shit. Oh, you about to make bank.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. But everything is so like technological these days. You'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, even if it just turns into like a really crappy 9 to 5, then like whatever. It is what it is.
I feel
so
that.
like when you're developing an app, like what is those first things that come to your mind? Like, is it like user engagement or like how dope it's going to look? Like, what do you go through when you're thinking about developing an app?
Well, I only design them, so I definitely I can't develop it all. But the just like the look of it, like first, just keeping it as clean as possible. So I don't like to have like a lot of buttons on it, and then just whatever the app needs to be, you just kind of make sure that that's the cleanest thing to do it. I don't know. So
with you is when you design an app, does that have that has coding involved, right?
So the program that I use kind of auto codes it for you.
Oh, good shit.
So once you kind of pick it out, like almost like a PowerPoint, once you kind of design it, it'll have like a coding panel on the side, and then the developers can come in to grab that, and they're good to go.
Okay. That's so dope because coding is a bitch.
Yeah, I remember we had to take one coding class for our major, which I don't understand why. Like the fuck, I don't want to do this.
It's a great tool though.
Yeah,
if you pick it up, it's great.
Am I doing this?
Yeah, it's like a fucked up crossword puzzle. Yeah, one of the hardest parts of grad school.
Cursive. Like, why do we learn cursive in 3rd grade?
And people don't really use that shit anymore.
They don't use it at all.
Yeah.
That's the way I write though. Still,
you write in cursive.
It looks
weird
so
now.
nice.
It feels weird now to write in print because I'm just so used to not doing it in print.
Yeah.
So that when you see like whenever I had to do like a public forum and you see my handwriting in print, it looks like a 4-year-old.
You know, I don't know the last time I actually wrote something.
Really?
We take a lot of notes.
It's
like on like physical notebooks. Yeah.
A lot. There's like
same like writing in the margins and stuff.
Yeah. My phone has all my notes, or my computer, because I'm always like this at work typing, and I don't remember the last time I put pen to paper.
I like writing. Like if I'm rapping, I like writing because it makes me feel more official. But I also have this thing where I've always held the pen too hard and it presses into my middle finger. So I don't like writing for that reason.
I just know my handwriting.
I feel like it depends on what it is. Like if it's something that's like convenient for me, then I'm probably just gonna do it on my phone because I know no matter where I am, I'll have it.
Yeah.
But if I'm like doing a script or something like that, right? I'll probably write out the whole thing hand just to like memorize it.
That's what I used to do when I was doing learning monologues or writing monologues or things of that nature for stage. I would write it down first because it is easier to remember it later.
Yeah,
So
it jogs with you.
So you're getting into acting, what type of roles are you doing? It's more comedic, more dramatic? Like, what type of actor do you want to be?
So, well, I've done it for the last like 10 years.
Okay.
Oh shit, you're seasoned.
And the most of the time it's been drama kind of stuff. I've done like I think 2 comedies, which are pretty good, but it's difficult. I think comedy is more difficult to write. And it's more difficult to shoot. So when you're doing it on like a really low budget, it's more complicated because you really need talented people. Drama you can kind of fake. Just put on some like really good music. You know what I mean? Like make the lights like a little bit dimmer than they should be, and like everyone will just kind of be like, "Yeah, it's a really cool shot."
I would have never thought that comedy would have been the harder one to do
because not many people are good at it. So like you can think of something that's funny for you, but not funny for most other people. So when you're reading that and like you're going, and then maybe something makes you laugh, but then the person who is actually saying that line just doesn't click with it. So now that's not funny either.
Damn, that's real.
Yeah.
So you rely on like props and camera shots and stuff like that too.
Well, and then the director and the cinematographer can mess up the entire performance. Even if you did a perfect performance, like let's say some dude sneezed in the background, or like he's only filming you from like shoulder chest up, but the funny part that you're doing is with your legs, then like it doesn't even matter.
Damn, this is layered.
This is layered.
It's easier to do comedy in plays.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah,
it's a lot easier to do comedy in plays.
So are you more so you've been acting for 10 years? Has this been more like in film, or has this been on stage? Because I know I'm a kid of the theater. Yeah, I love the theater. So which one are you?
Started with theater, but only for a couple of years, and then immediately the second I could, I switched to film.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I still love theater. It's that instant gratification for me.
So I love theater, but it's just for trying to move your career forward. I think it's really complicated.
Yeah,
because you have to lock in for at least half a year. So from the time that you actually start to the end, you did one job. In that same 6-month period, I could shoot 3 short films along, a full feature, have that kind of all circulating. And then if one of them's bad, it's kind of like, whatever. Nobody saw it.
That's real. I've always wanted to be in a sitcom.
Do you want the laugh track?
I kind of want a live studio audience.
Okay.
Just because like I also want my own talk show one day. So I feel like they would go hand in hand in terms of like working a crowd and just being very, but I do like the nostalgia of a laugh track, but it makes me feel like, would people really laugh at this?
I need that.
Yeah.
I need the live audience there.
Yeah.
I know if it's funny. If I drop the line, I'm like, okay, it didn't land well. So the second take, let me do a little different.
Right. Exactly.
Once landing on something that worked though, would you try something different still?
Yes.
Or would you just be like, that worked,
I would try
keep
something
that
different
working?
still.
What if it never, like, what if because each audience could be different?
Yeah.
So one audience could find it funny, the next audience couldn't.
Yeah.
Would you drop it after that?
No.
So like it depends on kind of how it
depends on
reacted.
how I feel at that moment.
Okay.
It's gotta be organic.
Yeah.
It's gotta be organic. Like, and then also I feel like in theater you can read an audience.
Yeah.
Like you can tell like the mood. You can pick up their energy. Like, is this gonna be a crazy crowd tonight? Is this gonna be a more mellow? Am I gonna do a little extra for them tonight? Or are they
got like a grumpy guy in the front?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So you can kind of like read and see what they're doing. And then on film, it's like, okay, well, I hope it was well. Everybody just claps at the end, like, okay, cut. Move on. We got it. Like,
right.
Did we get it, nigga?
Well, and that decision, like you were saying before, you can kind of play with the audience. That decision's not yours.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
You could do something perfect, and he's like, "No, I didn't like that take."
Yeah. So yeah.
So what on TV right now do you feel like you would be a perfect fit for?
I feel like I would fit perfectly with like a Downton Abbey kind of thing. I feel like I would slot like Peaky Blinders, slot perfectly into that. Or just like some type of vampire thing. I think that would be perfect. I would slide into that and everyone would be like, yeah, you kind of look like that.
I can see it.
Yeah.
I could definitely see the vampire one. That'd be cool.
Because of the red hair, I've been told Riverdale. Riverdale would probably slide in. So
that's on CW, right? I have no idea. I feel like it's CW. That's a good check.
Yeah.
Because it's on Hulu.
It's a few of them are connected. Because when I was working at AfterBuzz, I think it's connected. I think it's the CW. Sponsor us. So yeah, that's dope. Okay, so we have an actor, app developer, and a business owner. We love to see it.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. And I wish y'all the best of luck on y'all endeavors. It's about to be motherfucking lit. Chris and I will be coming to you for extensions.
Don't worry,
Me
I got
too.
you.
So I could try my man bun again.
Me too.
Calvin, you
Make
ain't
it
got
the
no
best wig of
hair.
your life.
Calvin, what are you going to attach the
You can do
extensions
a nice
to?
frontal.
Thank you.
Come on.
Right,
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry.
I can do a
I'm being a
wonderful
hateful
frontal.
bitch.
Yeah. You're being like those people that don't like Dave Chappelle.
You're right. Fuck.
That's what you're doing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as I've been called out, that's all for the topic.
This is some scary shit.
Absolutely.
Oh, I am scared.
Same. Okay, so now it is time for the question of the day.
Question.
All right, y'all. The question of the day is, what would be the worst thing to hear as you're going under anesthesia for heart surgery? What would be the worst thing to hear right before you go under?
I gave him too much.
I'd be more afraid if I gave him too little.
Mm.
To be honest with you, if they were like, "Oh shit, I gave him too little," I'd be like, "No, and like, you can't even move. You're just kind of like stuck there like this, and you're like, what?" Like, that would be horrible.
Yeah.
It's so funny because I went to a really dark place just now.
What did you think?
I was like, a loved one died.
Oh.
Like I went to a really dark place.
Oh,
guys.
wow.
I'm sorry.
That would suck.
That would suck.
Yeah.
Do you
Then
think
I
you would keep
probably
it?
won't wake up.
Do you think you would keep it like with you in that sleep, like that space?
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
I think you probably would.
Yeah.
Like it would be like playing in your mind, even though
Like
you're
when
not,
you're going out, like it's just playing over and over again. Like, wait, what? And then you can't even like wake yourself up.
Although sometimes people don't remember the last thing they were told. Like coming off anesthesia, you're kind of like, "What happened?" So you might just forget about the whole thing. They have to tell you a second time.
Sorry, guys. I went to a really dark place.
No.
That was heavy as fuck.
No, I was saying like we're okay. We're about to cut off the dick. Wait, this is not what I came here for. This is my heart.
Oh my god.
It's okay, Calvin. It's okay. It's gonna be all right. Like, that's what I think automatically. Oh no, just cut off my leg is a little inappropriate.
Mhm.
Wake up like, what the fuck happened?
That's happened before though, where people have woken up and they amputated the wrong thing.
I would sue the shit.
You better put it
Oh,
back.
they did.
Okay,
But does it operate the same?
Where's my leg? Y'all ain't throw that shit away, did you? Oh my goodness.
You'll see me come in the room with like a third leg hanging
It's
with a
all
different
crooked,
pants
all
pattern.
crooked.
Yeah. And then like I'm on a stilt because I'm taller on one side.
They done lost your kneecap, so now they just put the rest of it together.
Mhm.
You can never do no bending.
Yeah,
no
that would be a
making knees
mess.
no more.
That would suck. I would never go to the club again.
Never. How you gonna drop it low?
Yeah, I'll fall over.
You're literally gonna pick it up slow.
It's always gonna give me "Smooth Criminal" by Michael Jackson.
Always,
just in
always
the
on
lean.
the lean. Always leaning.
Oh God, that would be miserable. That was a good question of the day.
Oh, thank you.
What made you think of that?
You know, sometimes I think.
Have you been under it?
Yes.
Really?
I haven't. No, I've never had surgery. Knock on wood.
I know that's right. Shit, I don't know what's with it
I
here,
don't
but
even
just
know.
knock.
I've never, and that's one of the scariest things. Like to
Mhm.
go on the operating table. That's one of the scariest things to me.
I think the closest I've been to receiving anesthesia was when I had like my root canal, which was great because root canals are uncomfortable.
Yeah,
they're extremely uncomfortable. Wouldn't wish that on
It's
anybody.
just scary because you're not paying attention. Like you're completely out, and you're just
Mhm.
like, "Yep, I trust you."
Yeah.
Like I had a wisdom tooth removed, but it was like the top one, so they just kind of put anesthesia in like locally. And just popped it
Oh.
off. But in that sense, like I'm talking. Well, I wasn't talking to the guy, but I was like talking to the guy the whole time. But like if I had to go under, I'd be like, no,
Really?
it would freak me out.
I prefer it that way. I don't think I can go through surgery aware.
Oh
I
no,
don't
I
know.
can't see.
Oh, I have to see.
If
I would jump off that bed. The moment I see you go into, I don't care if I'm gonna feel it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm jumping off that bed.
Yeah, if
You're
you
not
like
cutting
open me up, no.
Because in my head, you're trying to kill me. Like, no, you're not cutting me. I can't see it.
There's a random fact. My sister and I are both redheads.
Mhm.
So there's a random fact where redheads need more anesthesia.
Interesting. Why?
I don't know. There's some type of like how our genes kind of work. For whatever reason, it doesn't affect us as much.
Wow.
So they need to give us more, and they actually train you as an anesthesiologist. You have to ask for hair color.
Wow.
So me and my sister always joke. We're like, that would be what we would be like. By the way, I'm a redhead. Give me just a little bit more. I'm gonna just a little bit.
Just in case you didn't notice.
Oh shit, you learn something new every day.
Mhm.
I wonder how people were living before anesthesia.
Horribly.
Probably.
Alcohol.
But there wasn't
Wait.
even that much of it.
When they
So
would
like
like
they would
take
give you a swig. Like you would have like 2 shots.
and cut it off.
Oh, hell
That's
no.
not enough.
That's not even close to enough.
Yeah.
Let me take the bottle to the head and we'll be all right.
Yeah.
Probably get alcohol poisoning, but hey.
But then you need to save some for the cut, so
Yeah.
drink
Yeah.
everything.
Oh my.
They didn't even used to. What was
But
it?
they just-
Surgeries didn't even. Surgeons didn't wash their hands until like 1905.
Wow, that's nasty.
The guy
maybe they
Lister.
did the slap the teacher challenge. Just slapped you, and then you fell out, and then he cut you. Just knock you out.
Oh, that's the anesthesia? Maybe that's what the girl was trying to
Yeah,
do.
maybe she was. She said she had something that needs to be cut off.
So I'm gonna hit her.
That's exactly what happened.
We
just ask
should
if you-
not laugh at these things.
You could ask if they need the slap, and then they just come
Yeah,
out of
they come
nowhere.
out
They
of nowhere, like,
slap you as hard as they can until you're out.
Somebody in the back,
Right.
with a brick already ready.
We need the slap.
You better hope that shit works. You better hope that shit
Okay, 'cause
works.
if I'm not out the first time, you ain't doing this again.
Yeah, about to hop up and whoop your ass. All right, and that was all for the question of the day.
Question.
And now it is time for If I Told You That. So today's If I Told You That is you're walking through the woods when you come across a black suitcase. It contains $1 million and a bloodstained piece of paper with the word "don't" written on it. Will you take the suitcase home or will you leave it? Scary times.
Where is this located?
The woods?
What state?
Bitch, I don't know. Arkansas?
Why does the state matter?
It depends. You have some state that love killing people in the woods.
I'm thinking more of like those like small like back swamp Mississippi type places.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
um,
Where like not a lot of people live on the road, so therefore people can get away with a lot of shit.
does it mean like don't take the suitcase or don't take what's in it?
Don't take
There's a part of me that would just be like, I wish I had a piece of paper. I'd write "Y" and then replace the "don't" with the "Y" and like close it again and see if what happens. Like maybe I open it back up and like there's an answer like a Ouija board. You know what I mean? And we can like talk to it. Because then like if it's like, don't do this because you'll like get a really bad sunburn, I'll be like, well, I don't really care. That's worth it. You know what I mean? Like I can like judge what it is at that point.
Mind you, it's blood stained.
That's fine.
Okay.
It
Yeah,
can be animal
That's
blood.
okay.
We're
It's
just
only-
gonna overlook the blood.
It's stained, so it's dried already. It's good.
Okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
I'm gonna take it. $1 million. I don't know what I can fight off with $1 million, but I'm gonna try.
As long as it's not close to my home, I'll take it.
Why am I in the woods?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kristen, you would never live in the woods.
I know, but just in case.
Hmm.
You know.
Kelvin, would you take it?
Take what?
The suitcase.
Yeah.
Even though it has a bloodstained letter that says don't?
Yeah.
Explain your thought process.
Because why else would they not want me to take it? That's for something valuable in there, right?
That's true. It's probably a hating ass bitch that wrote
Yeah, so
that.
Don't take. Like if you like, like when you leave your food in the refrigerator at work,
Mhm.
you write "don't
Mhm.
eat," "do not touch."
Right.
You wrote that on it because clearly something's good in there. Something tasty is behind this container that you want to save for yourself.
Your rationale
That's the best answer.
is so next level. Like, wow.
So if you don't want me to have it,
That is the best thought process.
maybe they left it, come back for later.
See,
Can I
would
peek in
share.
it before I take it?
Yeah, it says that you would have to find out it's $1 million and see the note.
At that point.
Yeah. And I got to see who saw me take it
Mm-hmm.
because I want them following.
Right. That's
Did I
right.
like track someone down to be in these woods? Or I was just like walking in the woods and like stumbled on this?
I'm guessing for whatever. Let's say you had a shroom trip and walked in the woods.
And you want. Oh my God.
Then absolutely I took it because
Yeah, I'm
then probably the blood and the don't aren't even there. So I
Yeah.
probably am just like completely messing with myself in that moment.
Right.
And then I'll take it.
Just a bad trip.
Yeah.
But you found money.
It's like when you go to a haunted house, but it's not scary. But you
Mhm.
make it seem scarier than it is.
Yeah.
I'll just pretend it's not there.
Can I leave the suitcase? Maybe they just want me to leave the suitcase, not the things in the suitcase.
Right, because it was a nice
That's how I
suitcase.
feel.
Nice suitcase.
Mhm.
Yeah. Mm.
That's a great compromise.
Mm-hmm.
Take
Yeah.
what's in it and leave.
I think that's fair.
Technically, I didn't take the suitcase.
Right.
In the court of law,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I did not steal said suitcase.
They can't hold that against you.
Is the don't on the money or the suitcase though?
The suitcase. It's on a bloodstained letter.
So
That's
it's
next to the
letter.
suitcase.
That's next to the
That's
suitcase.
in the suitcase.
That's
Is it
probably
on the
top.
money?
Yes.
Then I would just take the bills that it's laying on.
Okay.
And put those.
That first layer.
Yeah.
Okay. I like how y'all think.
Now, why they leave it there though?
I don't know. Maybe a bear was chasing them.
And the bear wrote in the blood stain.
No, it was like you said.
Erica's like, you asked too much damn questions.
No, I wasn't in what?
How to get blood on the letter?
I don't know. I just read the questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. So yeah, I don't know. Very Goldilocks and the Three Bears. I would definitely take it. I feel like I will make it out of whatever I need to with that $1 million. And die trying. I'm already in the woods. Why the fuck am I in the woods? And I have asthma and allergies. I'm taking that money.
Take the money and run.
Mm-hmm. All right. And that was all for If I Told You That. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So I've learned a lot today. So you have a good word for us, Calvin?
Nope.
Bitch, you be lying, and I'm over it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Uniquely Speaking.
This is for Rachel, you big, fat, white, nasty, smelling, fat bitch. Why you took me off the motherfucking schedule with your trifling, dirty, white, racist ass, big, fat bitch?
Absolutely. Preach.
All right, guys. This Uniquely Speaking is all about taking a leap of faith. I was talking to someone long time ago, actually. Let me go back to the message, actually. On Facebook Messenger. And this was all the way back in March of 2020. And it's someone from my hometown of Fort Wayne, Indiana. They basically just asked me for advice. They said they're a singer, they feel stuck. And I said, the best way to do is just start where you are and don't be afraid of what people have to say. And it's like, well, I'm all in the wrong city because Fort Wayne is the second biggest city, but ain't shit going on in Fort Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
But I said, you have to start where you are. And then they wrote me yesterday thanking me for that advice. And I was like, what? The fuck? I ain't saying nothing crazy. I just said, just like start where you are. But they said that it really took them a chance to bet on themselves and then leap out on faith.
Mm-hmm.
And those words stuck with me differently than when they stuck with them there. So when I said, I was just like, just be yourself, you'll be good. But them hearing them back to me resonated a little bit differently because sometimes I feel that we always think that we are not good enough to be where we're supposed to be in that moment, but not seeing the full potential or having the foresight to see ourselves in the future. So a lot of times when we say step out on faith, it's not stepping out on what we have now, but stepping out on what we will have later, which is something that a lot of people can't see. And I think that this week, and for Uniquely Speaking, I want to just speak about having the foresight to see yourself in the future. Because a lot of times when people say, well, you have everything you need right now, just go ahead and do it. And you look like, nigga, I got $12 in the bank account. I don't know where the business plan is. I don't know how to do none of this stuff. How can I step out on faith right now? How do I have everything I need right now? Because we don't see our own full potential. We don't see ourselves 5 years from now. We don't understand that the struggle that we're having right now was preparing us for the success that we're going to have in the future. Because if you don't struggle, you don't know how to figure some shit out when you don't have shit, you're not going to know how to do it when you have it and something falls apart. So understanding that stepping out on faith is not just about stepping out on what you have right now, but stepping out on what you will have in the future. So that's Uniquely Speaking this week.
I love that. I love that so much.
This is for Rachel, you big, fat, white, nasty, smelling, fat bitch.
It's so weird that this is the sound effect and it's supposed to be an uplifting segment, but it's such a bop. I love that. I mean, we speak about that often on the show, just the idea that people have these bigger visions of what their life is supposed to be, but they don't have the foresight to, see the goal. And I think a lot of times we want instant gratification, and when we don't receive that, it's just like, well, am I on the right path? People aren't affirming my work, so maybe I'm not that good at it. But like, you really do have to start from where you're at with what you have. Like for me, I have these very grandiose visions of like what I envision the world, according to Eric, to be like, with the lights in the background and like the band on the side and the dancers for a commercial break. But it's like, you don't have that yet. So you have to start from where you're at, build a following and a foundation. And then from there, you can really understand the brand and pitch it to other people. So that way it can manifest into that bigger vision that you have for yourself. But a lot of times we get so caught up because we look at people who, like me, if I'm a first-time actor and I'm looking at Douglas, who's been doing this for 10 years, but I don't know that Douglas has been doing this for 10 years. And he's just like, oh, I got a role on this HBO show. And I'm just like, why the fuck am I not getting it? But you don't know the backstory. So it's just like, you have to start doing what you have to do, even if it's like small commercials or like print advertisement. Like you have to take those smaller steps to get to the bigger picture. So I think that was a great message.
Even like the Bible says, faith is the substance of things unseen or to hope for. Your faith is things that you have not seen yet. So if you're just going off of the things you have right now, how can you see the things that you don't see?
Yeah,
that's what faith is. Faith is not like counting on the things you have right now. It's stepping out on what you will have. And I think that's what a lot of people forget. Like they believe in themselves and they believe they can do these things, but they don't believe that the things are coming to them. And that's the problem.
I feel like they're not actually believing in themselves. So like I think a lot of times, like what you were saying before with like getting started, if you're just getting started at something and you want it to be perfect, then you're going to stop yourself from doing it. If you already kind of know, and if you're betting on, like, let's say you wrote like a really good screenplay or something, and you're betting on that screenplay, like that is your one screenplay, then in your mind, it's the screenplay that's great and not you. If like with a lot of things, like definitely artistic, I think people just steal them. So if you create it, right, you don't have the money, whatever, someone else uses it. So what? I'm going to write something else in a year and it's going to be even better because I'll be better. Yeah, I don't know.
No, that was really good. That was good. Kristen, have you ever felt like this at any point in life?
Right now.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah. I feel like I have a lot of ideas and just taking the time out to actually like put pen to paper and actually complete it. And I'm a perfectionist. So I feel like I get caught up in trying to make everything perfect. And I also don't, one, reward myself when I do actually get something done. And two, I just get caught up in making everything so perfect that sometimes like I feel like I may miss my opportunity if I just don't take a step back and just relax and just let it be the way it's supposed to be. So I battle with that a lot.
Yeah, and I think a lot of us have like this it's not blind faith. I think a lot of us say we have faith but do not believe in it because it's like, you know, you say, okay, I have faith that this is going to work, but then you question every part of it and then you psych yourself out. And it's like, if you truly have faith, then you will just give it and wait to see what comes of it, you know?
I mean, it goes to show that a lot of times we hold ourselves back. Like we can be so much greater, but like because of us, we're just not where we need to be. And I feel like this is like a great example of that.
One of the questions that one of my friends, shout out to Daniel again, he asked me, he was like, are you afraid of success? And I told him I was afraid of success, or I told him I was afraid of being able to sustain success. But then he broke it down and we had a deeper conversation. Like my biggest thing is having come from a place where I was not confident about who I was as a person, like my overall appearance and my voice and stuff. And then working through those traumas, then it's like when you get to Hollywood, like we discussed with Kodak Black, it becomes magnified. So it's like that puts you in a position to be criticized and have your talent judged and all those things. But at the same time, I think that we know we're capable of all these things. The visions, the dreams that we have, they're not just placed there for sport. They're like supposed to be divine pictures of what your life is supposed to be. And I think a lot of us, if we could stop comparing and really give ourselves the grace to explore and understand that in order to be a master, you have to start as a rookie. If we can take that in, I think a lot of us would be a lot more successful and also a lot less stressed on the road to success. So I don't know, but to all my creators out there or anyone who's just building something and working on something, you have to get comfortable with the idea that everything is not going to take off immediately and that, you know, someone else's vision is not your vision and they're not going to see your vision the way that you do because they're not supposed to see it that way. That's what makes you unique. So, good job, Kelvin.
Oh, well, thank you.
I like that.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, it's that time.
It's been a really good Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. But it's time for us to go as soon as I find.
It should be in order.
It should be.
It's right there. It's right there.
Is it?
Yeah, right.
Oh, it's so long now.
Yeah.
Get the fuck ASAP after this shit.
All right. We're at that point in the show where it's time for us to reflect. Kelvin, what have you learned this episode?
I've learned that stop giving the gold stars. I've learned that if you want to be TikTok famous, you can't dance, slap a teacher. I've also learned that it's important to start where you are, but know where you're finishing. And also that just be happy with who you are and where you are, and people will be happy for you.
Douglas, Kristen, what have y'all learned this episode?
For me, the first thing that stood out was the affirmation. Just like I think in my life right now, I was talking to you about it. I just need to be more balanced.
Mhm.
I'm so off balance right now, and I can feel it. And I just feel like that incorporating affirmation would probably help a lot, and just settling down and taking my time. So I definitely love that part of the segment, and just what Calvin was just saying about enjoying the moment you're in, right?
Mhm.
Everybody have their own pace and just taking stuff where you are and
Yeah,
going from there. So
that's good. Douglas?
Yeah, just start. Just do something. I feel like they already said everything, and I feel like I'm just going to repeat it. But just start. Do
You know,
something.
that's fine. Typically, we share a lot of the same footnotes here, but it's like the things that we share are like the most impactful and probably the things people need to hear once or twice. 2 or 3 times, correction. I've learned that schools need cultural competency workshops. It's 2021, and y'all know how society is. There's no reason for that. I've learned that we need balance in the world, like Kristen was saying. So, you know, the same way that we need to be cognizant of the way that we treat each other and regard each other's life experiences, we also need to have the balance of being people and laughing at the world's circumstances, because the world would be very heavy without laughter. I've learned that we need to have more grace for people, regardless if they are celebrities or just your everyday citizen, because people are going through shit and money cannot help. Cannot necessarily always help that situation. Sometimes it leads to more vices and coping techniques. I've learned that if you want to make a quick buck, flip some shit to Amazon. And yeah, have
It's a
grace
great
with
side
yourself.
hustle.
I think it's a great side hustle.
great side.
We've cracked the code. We're going to delete this episode after this so that
That's
way,
right.
you know, we can all move silently.
That's right.
Douglas, I need a pair of glasses.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Kristen, new refrigerator. I'm
Don't
going to
worry
give
about
you
it.
my old one.
Oh, and always pick up the suitcase full of money.
Yes,
Always.
always pick up the
Always.
suitcase full of money. Fuck that note.
Yeah.
Pretend you can't read.
Okay. Stevie Wonder.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, as always, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for listening to this episode of the Get Right Radio Show. If you would like to keep up with me, feel free on IG at The World According to Eric, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Eric Devante, and TikTok at Eric Devante Russell 3.
Yes, and I'm Kelvin Unique, KelvinEunique on your Instagram. Just flip that to Unique Kelvin on your Twitter. You can find me there. Also, make sure you're following the Get Right Radio Show, the Get Right Radio Show on Instagram, and then download the Good News Radio app if you haven't. Why are you here? What are you doing? Get it together.
Period.
It's free. Download it on all your iTunes and Google Play, and play this episode back and all the episodes before us.
Kristen, Douglas, where can we keep up with y'all on social media?
My Instagram at love_Chrissy B.
Douglas?
I don't really use Instagram.
Okay.
I'm not very good at social media, but it's Douglas Towers, like the building. But I have a website too, IMDb, like 10 out of 10 every
Period.
That's lit.
His
10 out of
website is
10.
amazing.
Come on with the credits. Come on with the credits.
I'd love to see it.
And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you got right.
That's right. Get right to get left.
Bitch, you better get right.
Thank y'all for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for being here. Hold on just a second. Let me end that.